Alright, let's go ahead and create the new top 5 most overpowered guns here in Modern Warfare 2 Season 2. A brand new update just went live that nerfed a lot of the meta weapons. It's almost like they don't want us to have fun here in multiplayer, so all of our class setups are gonna have to change yet again. If this video does help you guys out and you enjoy, make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and also turn on those post notifications. Let me know down in the comment section right now, what is your favorite gun to use here in Season 2 so far? Now, for the first weapon we're gonna take a look at is gonna be the CHIMERA. Definitely a solid assault rifle. If it's not the CHIMERA on the map, it's gonna be the HEMLOCK, and that's for good reason. Now, this class setup is gonna be perfect no matter if you guys are running gun or more of a passive style of player. Now, for the attachments, we are gonna rock the Bruin Flash Grip, which is gonna increase that sprint to fire speed as well as aim down sight speed. Definitely a great attachment under the rear grip category, again, to bump up that close range handling. We can literally destroy SMG players at close ranges. Now, we are gonna tune this, allowing us to have increased sprint to fire speed at negative 0.19, as well as increased aim down sight speed at negative 0.71. We are gonna rock the Ravage 8 stock, which is gonna be another great attachment for close range handling, giving us increased crouch movement speed, sprint speed, as well as aim down sight speed. Now, for the tuning, we are gonna increase the aim walking speed to negative 2.09, as well as aim down sight speed at negative 3.48. We are not going to run an optic here because the iron sights are going to be perfect for this style of class setup, and we're also going to skip over the laser because these are going to be completely irrelevant. We are going to rock a barrel, which is going to be the 10-inch SA Phoenix barrel. This is going to be a mandatory attachment on the CHIMERA. You have to run this, giving us increased damage range, bullet velocity, hip fire accuracy, and much needed recoil control. We are going to go ahead and increase the aim down sight speed at negative 0.13, as well as aim walking speed at negative 0.16. We're not going to adjust that steadiness here because we already have that controlled with this attachment by default. This is going to be more of a run and gun build. Now, for the muzzle, we are going to rock a Bullet Fire S. Sometimes it does glitch out and does not show you exactly what it does, but we are going to get sound suppression as well as damage range and bullet velocity, which is going to be super helpful at those close as well as medium range engagements. Now, for the tuning, we are going to bump up that bullet velocity some more at plus 0.77, as well as increasing the aim down sight speed at negative 0.99. And then finally, we are going to go ahead and rock an underbarrel, which is going to be the F-Tapper 56, to smooth out that recoil pattern and give us increased stability as well as added hip fire accuracy. For the tuning, we are just going to go ahead and max out our aim walking speed at negative 0.36, and we're actually going to adjust stabilization here at plus 0.44. Going into the firing range, you're going to be very happy because this weapon is going to have a quick ADS, but again, it's going to be very easy to control, very little recoil. Main on the build is going to be the combat knife, stun grenade, proximity mine, and for the custom perk package, we have double time scavenger, resupply, as well as quick fix. And then for our field upgrades, we're rocking pro with munitions box as well as dead silence. Now, for class setup number 2, we are going to take a look at the HEMLOCK. Y'all, I'm telling you right now, they banned this weapon in competitive. Use it in multiplayer if you have not already. I'm serious. If you have not gotten your first MGB nuke, this setup is going to go absolutely crazy. Now, for the first attach, we are going to rock that Phantom Grip, which is going to be increased sprint to fire speed as well as aim down sight speed, a similar attachment that we would run on the CHIMERA. Now, for the tuning, we are going to increase that sprint to fire speed at negative 0.22 as well as the aim down sight speed at negative 0.77. We are going to rock a stock, which is going to be that RCOM S4, great for those close range engagements, increasing that sprint speed, aim walking speed, crouch movement speed, as well as aim down sight speed. A fantastic attachment on this assault rifle. For the tuning, we are going to increase the aim walking speed some more to negative 1.08, and we're going to max out the aim down sight speed at negative 4. This is going to be one of those attachments where you just go ahead and slide it all the way down and not have to worry about it. Now, for this weapon, we are going to rock an optic, which is going to be the Cronin Mini Pro. The blue dot sight is my personal favorite. It's very easy to see targets at longer ranges, and with this weapon, if you're accurate, you are guaranteeing yourself the kill. For the tuning, we're just going to go ahead and increase the aim down sight speed, which we're going to slide it all the way down to negative 3. We're not running a laser. It's going to be completely irrelevant, but we are going to rock a barrel, which is going to be that Feither T50. This barrel is amazing. It makes it feel like the ACR and the SCAR had a baby. Hard hitting, no recoil. Damage range, bullet velocity, Hip fire action is a bonus, as well as that good old recoil control. Now for the tuning, we are going to bump up the aim down sight speed at negative 0.26, and we're also going to adjust that aim walking speed at negative 0.37. We are not running a muzzle. We have this weapon loud and proud, and recoil control attachments are going to be completely irrelevant. This gun literally doesn't have any recoil. And then finally, we are going to go ahead and rock an underbarrel, the good old F-Tac 56, to smooth out that recoil pattern. Now for the tuning, we are going to increase the aim walking speed at negative 0.35, as well as aim down sight speed at negative 0.28. Now some people like to go ahead and run the blackout ammo on this weapon. Personally, it is good, but at the same time, it's not really that necessary. Yes, you do get no enemy skulls and damage, but fire rate and bullet velocity, I don't want to go ahead and decrease that on this already effective long range rifle. Now once you guys go ahead and jump into the firing range, I mean, it's the ISO HEMLOK, man. It's the ACR. It don't move. It's stupid. Man, the build's gonna be the combat knife, stun grenade, proximity mine, as well as the custom perk package set up for double time scavenger, resupply, as well as quick fix. And for our field upgrades, we have a munitions box as well as dead silence. Definitely a solid class setup you guys cannot go wrong with. Now for setup number 3, we're taking a look at the VAZNEV 9K. Now I know they went ahead and nerfed this weapon, but at the same time, when they did add in more attachments to this weapon, when they brought in the KV broadside, the VAZNEV became something special here in multiplayer, and definitely special in ranked play. Now for the first attachment, we are going to rock that true tack grip to increase that sprint to fire speed, as well as aim down sight speed. Now for the tuning, we are going to bump up that sprint to fire speed to negative 0.15, as well as the aim down sight speed at negative 0.32. Now for the stock, we have a new attachment, the broadside FCT, to bump up that aiming stability, crouch movement speed, aim down sight speed, as well as sprint speed. I don't know why they made this on the VAZNEV, but it's amazing. Now for the tuning, we are going to bump up that aim walking speed at negative 2.01, and we're going to slide the aim down sight speed all the way down to negative 4. We're not running an optic. The iron sights are literally crystal clear, and we're not running a laser. Also, these are going to be irrelevant, and believe it or not, we are not running a barrel because these are not going to help this weapon out at all. Now we are going to rock a muzzle. We're going to rock this weapon suppressed here in multiplayer with the SenGuard MK5, allowing us to have that sound suppression, bullet velocity, damage range, and recoil smoothness. Everything we need on a stealthy yet aggressive and long range SMG combination. For the tuning, we are going to bump up that bullet velocity at plus 0.84, and we're going to go ahead and increase that recoil smoothness at plus 1.35. And then finally, we are going to go ahead for the underbarrel, and we are going to rock the FSS Shark Fin 90. Just a great attachment, no cons, just going ahead and smoothing out that recoil pattern. Now for the tuning, we are going to bump up the recoil stabilization at plus 0.77 and aim walking speed at negative 0.28. Now we have a free attachment here. You can either rock this weapon with no attachment under the magazine category and run a 4 out of 5 attachment combination, or go ahead and bump up with a 45 round magazine, which honestly is what I like to do here in multiplayer. And once you guys go ahead and jump into the firing range, you can be happy because, again, I mean, look at this, man. Super easy to use, and we're still going to maintain that SMG handling at close range. Main of the setup is going to be the combat knife, stun grenade, proximity mine, and for the custom perk package, we have a double time scavenger, resupply, as well as quick fix. And for the field upgrades, we have on pro with munitions box, as well as dead silence. Definitely a solid setup. You guys can use this running gun and honestly play passive with it as well. Now for setup number 4, we're taking a look at the MINIBAK, man. We're gonna go ahead and bring it back with the MINIBAK. A lot of you guys have really enjoyed the MINIBAK, and myself included, man. This is definitely an underrated SMG, even though it technically isn't. People don't run it, probably because it takes like 9 guns to get it unlocked. Now for the attachments, we are going to go ahead and rock that true tack grip here, increase sprint to fire speed, as well as aim down sight speed. For the tuning, we are going to bump up that sprint to fire speed all the way down to negative 0.45 and aim down sight speed at negative 0.87. Definitely a great attachment to bump up the close range handling here. We are going to rock a stock, which is going to be that Marquise R7 stock. Definitely a great attachment to run, giving us that crouch movement speed, sprint speed, as well as aim down sight speed. Now, you guys can go ahead and rock that broadside FCT on the MINIBAK because it does transfer. But honestly, I just like the Marquise R7. It works out, and we don't have that many cons as well. For the tuning, we are going to bump up that aim walking speed at negative 1.24 and aim down sight speed at -2.32. Now, we're obviously not running an optic. The iron sights are going to be crystal clear. We're not running a laser because these are going to be irrelevant on the MINIBAK, but we are going to go ahead and rock that Bach 9 279mm barrel, definitely going ahead and bumping up that damage range, hip fire accuracy, as well as bullet velocity. This is going to be a great attachment on the MINIBAK because you do not want to go ahead and not touch that long range capability. This weapon is kind of relegated to only close range engagement, so we're going to go ahead and bump up medium to long range as best we can. Now, for the tuning, we are going to increase the aim down sight speed at -0.22, as well as increase recoil steadiness at +0.37. Now, we are going to go ahead and run a silencer here, which is going to be the SynGuard MK5. Another great attachment. You guys know the drill here. We have the sound suppression, bullet velocity, damage range, and recoil smoothness. Now, for the tuning, it's going to be similar to our other MK5 tunes. We are going to bump up that bullet velocity at +0.74, but instead of the recoil smoothness, this weapon, we're going to go ahead and increase the aim down sight speed at -1.22. And then finally, because we have an open attachment slot, we are going to rock that MINIBAK grip, which is going to go ahead and increase that aim out stability and recoil stabilization to bump up that long range handling. Once we go ahead and jump into the firing range, you're going to be happy because this weapon is going to be pretty solid, even at range, and we're still going to have very little recoil. Main of the setup is going to be the combat knife, stun grenade, proximity mine, and the custom perk package set up for double time scavenger, resupply, as well as quick fix. And then finally, for our field upgrades, we have our munitions box as well as dead silence. Look at this up a try. It is solid. It has a little bit of a slower ADS, but at the same time, we're dealing with a high capacity SMG that you literally should walk around aim down sight with and mow absolutely everybody down with. And for the 5th class setup, we are taking a look at the M4. Definitely a solid assault rifle. Whenever they go ahead and do updates, they never touch this AR, so you can always rely on it. Now, for the first attachment, we are going to rock the Phantom Grip. Definitely a solid choice here, bumping up that sprint to fire speed as well as aim down sight speed. Now, for the tuning, we are going to increase the sprint to fire speed to -0.16, and we're also going to adjust that recoil steadiness here, not aim down sight speed, to +0.84. We are not running a stock. These are all good options, but on this setup, we're going to go ahead and skip over it. We are going to rock an optic, which is going to be the Cronin Mini Pro, my personal favorite optic in the entire game, giving us a clean optic picture and that nice blue dot sight. Now, for the tuning, we are just going to go ahead and increase the aim down sight speed, luckily all the way down to -3. We're not running a laser. It's going to be completely irrelevant, but we are going to rock a barrel, which is going to be the high tower 20-inch barrel, the best barrel to run on the M4, especially if you're trying to take people out at those longer ranges, giving us that bullet velocity, damage range, recoil control, and added hip fire accuracy. Now, for the tuning, we are going to increase the aim down sight speed at -0.10 and recoil steadiness, not aim walking speed, don't even touch that, at +0.29. Now, for the muzzle, we are going to rock the Echoless 80 here. Definitely a great attachment, bumping up that sound suppression, bullet velocity, damage range, as well as recoil smoothness. You cannot go wrong with this. Perfect if you guys trying to get behind the enemy spawn, build a quick and easy streak, and secure that MGB nuke, which I think you should be able to do with this setup. Now, for the tuning, we are going to increase the bullet velocity at +0.77, as well as the recoil smoothness at +1.22. And then finally, we are going to go ahead and rock an underbarrel, the good old F-Tech 56, to smooth out that recoil pattern. And for the tuning, we are going to increase the aim walking speed at -0.15 and recoil stabilization at +0.54. Once you guys go ahead and jump in the firing range, it's pretty self-explanatory here. This gun is not going to move. It is literally amazing. Main of the build is going to be the combat knife, stun grenade, proximity mine, and the custom perk package set up for double time scavenger, resupply, as well as quick fix. And obviously for our field upgrades, we have on munitions box as well as dead silence. I think of the setup a try. It is absolutely amazing, and these are going to be the top 5 overpowered guns after the recent update here in Season 2. I'm praying that they do not touch the CHIMERA as well as the ISO HEMLOCK, because these are going to be the 2 class setups I want you guys to use right now. If you guys do tear it up with these setups and drop a nuke, let me know down in the comment section. And as always, make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn those post notifications. Been your boy Ears, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one, man. Peace.